Hi, Kevin. Here's your Unit 5 review. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to mark this before you did the test on this unit. I think maybe the feedback may have been helpful. I haven't looked at your test yet, but I will look at that next. Question 1 was perfect. You did a great job on that. And that one's right angle trigonometry, and the same with number 3. So whenever you have the right angle, you can use your SOHCAHTOA, and that's just fine. So good job on those. Now when we get down to question 5, I know I sound like a broken record, but the problem here is still happening that happened on your previous assignment. When you look at 78 and you've got a side that's 18 across from it, and then you've got 78 degrees here and you've got a side that's 23 meters across from it, that's impossible. First of all, if you've got the two base angles of a triangle marked as equal, then the two sides also have to be equal. We have to have an isosceles triangle if that's the case. 23 and 18 aren't equal, and they're not close enough to even be counted as equal. Additionally, you've got 24 degrees up in this top angle across from 26, which is the biggest side, and the biggest side has to be across from the biggest angle. So that should have been one of the 78 degrees. So you know something's wrong there. Now you started off right, and you calculated a degree of 78. Now, your formula is right. I'm assuming that your math is right there. So 78 is fine, and that can go in the triangle here. I think in terms of the angle that you found, 78 is this one. Across from the 26, okay? Now, you were only given 3 sides for this triangle, no angles at all. So you can't jump down to this line unless you know the second angle. The only way for you to find the second angle is to set it up using sine law and say sine of 78 over 26 equals the sine of angle, let's call it angle A, over 23. That will give you this side right, or this angle right here. Then you can use the 180. This is the third step. You can use the 180 minus the 2 angles you already have to find the third angle. So the same sort of thing was happening a little bit when you were doing your assignment on the cosine law. And at that point, I did say to you that you need to take the cosine law for the first step only, and then you switch to sine law after that, and you've forgotten to use your sine law here on this question. So that's what's happening, okay? Question 7, same thing again. I've done the little bow tie thing here because you've got 65 degrees across from 23. And then I've got 50 degrees, which is smaller angle than 65, and it's across from 24. So as soon as I see that, then I know it's wrong, because that's impossible. You're breaking that law of the biggest angle across from the biggest side. So if we look at the work that you've done here on this one, for question 7, you were given an angle. You were given the 65, the 24, and the 16. So cosine law is perfectly reasonable. And when you're doing that, you end up calculating this side here, which you've labeled as side C and angle C here. So if the side across from 65 degrees is 23, then that's probably correct. Your work looks correct to me. It's this right here that's not correct, because you're subtracting 65 2 different times. And your 65 is not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be over here. So this 65 is in the wrong place, okay? So what we would do next is we would use the sine law, and we would say sine of 65 degrees, the one that we were given right here, over 23, the side that we just calculated, equals sine of, let's call this angle A, over 16. And if you cross multiply here, then you'll get the value of sine of A, and you'll do inverse and get the angle. And then this here is step 3, not step 2, in terms of calculating the third angle. You're just going to subtract there. Okay, so still a little bit of difficulty. I hope it didn't slow you down on the test. I'm going to go have a look at that right now.